Spoiler alert, friends, if you saw the thumbnail, this is indeed not exactly what it looks like at the end, but, you know, I tried. So let's get started. Do you need a conversation starter piece of jewelry to allow you to talk to strangers about quilting? Because I know I did. If you don't have one of these tools, a credit card works just fine for what we're doing, but, you know, I'm fancy and I like those tools. You also need some clear packing tape, and as usual, everything I'm using in this video I have linked below to the best of my ability so that you can make these things right along with me. Try your best when you're doing this to not get your fingerprints inside the charm that you're using, because it won't work. Just don't do it. Likewise, when you flip your charm over, don't touch your work surface to the tape on the inside of your charm. You're just trying to squeeze out any little air bubbles that are between the sticky side of your tape and your charm, and then this will keep the resin from leaking out and causing problems. This is wax paper. Always use wax paper when you're working with resin. It will keep it from destroying surfaces. You also need some tweezers, a paintbrush that you can throw away, and gloves are always important working with these chemicals. I like using Resin Obsession's 2-part epoxy. It tends to stay clear very long, and I just really like, it doesn't hold bubbles very much. It's a really nice one to work with, so I recommend that. If you're new to resin work, just mix it, whatever resin you're using. If it's 2-part, just mix it until there are no more striations in the liquid. It has to be totally clear. You'll have bubbles, and a little heat gun or just any kind of source of heat a lamp or anything will help disperse the bubbles, but mix until it is clear. Otherwise it won't set right. Clearly I got too excited about filling this charm and didn't leave enough room for what I was actually trying to make. You only want to fill it up about halfway. You're creating like a window pane of resin glass thing with the charm. And to the fussy cutting that will live in infamy, find the piece of fabric that you just cannot part with, that you have to have, and wear it and just immortalize it, because that is what is going to go inside of your charm. Okay, so this is kind of where the tutorial diverges. If you are okay with your fabric or whatever you're setting in your charm looking like it is perpetually underwater, then this is the step for you. And don't forget to fill it a little bit, because I forgot, obviously. Fill it after you've painted your fabric to help with the bubbles. That's just what that's going to do. But if you don't want it to look like it is submerged in water for all eternity, wait until the end of the video and I will show you how to fix that. This is just a heat gun, by the way. It's a very handy thing if you work with resin a lot. If not, no biggie. just kind of let it set for a little bit and the bubbles will dissipate before you put your fabric in there. Once your resin has cured to packaging instructions, you will want to very carefully peel the sticky tape off of the front of your piece. Sometimes the glue gets left behind. It's good to go slowly doing this so that maybe that doesn't happen, and Goo Gone works well for that, but otherwise I was lucky this time that didn't happen, and now it's just this really pretty little pendant I have. This chain, you can use any chain link. Obviously, I make jewelry, I sell jewelry, so I buy it by the spool. You can buy it by the foot at different stores, and I'll have that linked down below as close as I could find to this one that I had that I bought a long time ago. You also need a few jump rings and a little clasp. I like the lobster clasps, but there are a couple of different kinds. That's up to you. Always open a clasp by going sideways. You don't want to pull it straight out because then it will probably snap the jump ring. You always want to kind of twist it a little bit to open it and then twist it back. If you do not want your fabric to look like it is floating in water forever, laminate it with 2 pieces of packing tape and cut the edges as close to the fabric as you can. Get it to where it really fits well inside of your charm that already has that little cured resin edge on it to make it look like a little glass window. Fit it as best you can inside of the back of the charm, and then you will use trusty E6000 to glue the edges together. I wouldn't do this for, if I was selling this piece, but this is just for me. I didn't want to mix up another batch of resin. If you wanted to do the resin way and have it one solid piece, you could absolutely do that. The packing tape will prevent the resin from soaking through the fibers and making it look all wet. So this is just me being lazy and not wanting to mix up and waste any resin. So it worked for me, and I really like how it turned out. And yeah, go ahead and be envious of this beautiful 1892 Peterson's Victorian magazine I found via eBay one night, shopping as one does. I love how this turned out. I hope you do too. And if you like this video, you want to see craftiness and cottagecore-ness and Victorian wannabe-ness, go ahead and like or subscribe, and I will see you again next week. Thanks, bye.